A wonderful evening to all esteemed viewers across the globe. Here is another edition of the evening political rumbles here in News Inquest TV. I remain the host anchor. Glad to welcome you once again. If this is the first time you are viewing our videos, I may want to say thank you for watching the videos. Please do subscribe, share, and turn on the notification buttons so that you can get notified when we upload new videos. We are here keeping it real, live and direct, of course, unbiased reportage of the happenings across and within the Nigerian states and across sub-African regions. In today's highlights, we are bringing before you, of course, some topical issues bordering across political, socio-political events of recent times. And one of them, which is very pathetic, an incident where a man, of course, raped a 16-year-old daughter of her neighbor and eventually commits suicide afterwards. It is so pathetic and very unfortunate. And I may want to ask what could have led to such a dastard act? What exactly uh, did the perpetrator of such crime intend to achieve? Could it be blamed, of course, on the devil, who eventually, of course, would not be, of course, accused of such a dastard act? What was exactly responsible, or what eventually moved that man to commit such acts and afterwards took his life? Could that have been the best option left for him? It is very unfortunate. Could he have committed that maybe because of what people might say or because of the shame he might likely face thereafter? After, of course, he will be caught up with the, of course, the instruments of the law. Will catch up with him. Could that could that have been the best option for him? Please, I may want to, of course, hear your own position and in respect to these each topical issues by commenting on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and keep the conversation interacting and very exciting. I may want to know your own view in respect to these topical issues so that we can follow up in next edition. Yes, it's very unfortunate that the incident has been done, and unfortunately, the man has to commit suicide. Otherwise, people would have asked, of course, to know what exactly pushed him to such a dastard act. Could it have been an intentional act or just a mere coincidence uh, that eventually, of course, led him to commit such act? What is the relationship between the family, the said family, of course, of the man and that of the neighbor? That eventually could that have been, of course, some parental lapses that exposed that young girl to such unfortunate incidents? Because there are lessons to learn in everything that happens around us and within us, so that it is very important to explore all these uh, options so that we can exactly know what really transpired and where were the parents of this lady when, of course, such opportunity was exploited to defy their own daughter? Or could it be that a man they entrusted, of course, the safety of their daughter to eventually, unfortunately, uh, betrayed the confidence reposed on him? Well, these are more things we must, of course, continue to bring to your notice in the next edition. But meanwhile, I want also you to comment on this very sensitive issue at the comment section so we can understand your own perspective or view in respect to this very unfortunate incident. Well, the man have been said to have committed suicide, so nobody could is there to be held responsible or brought to book. It's very unfortunate, and I believe that parents, of course, should learn lesson from whatever happens. It's very unfortunate that we are in such a society where uh, people have been taken of. People will always take on the advantage of the weakness of others. It's very unfortunate. Now, the second discussion we are to look into today is about the, of course, the merging of NNPP and the Labour Party. It was gathered that Kwankwaso of NNPC, presidential aspirants of NNPC, or the presidential candidates of NNPC, and the Labour Party, which is P2B, are trying to form some alliance in order to dislodge the two popular parties, the APC and PDP, in the next presidential uh, general election comes 2023. Could this, of course, yield any positive results at the end of the day? Could it be said to, of course, end up in a deadlock? Well, time will reveal as we watch this our political drama continue to unfold. It's very exciting this moment, especially this event surrounding the politicking and the build up towards the 2023 presidential election should Nigeria remains as an entity because there are several threats from different quarters. The recent of which, of course, it has been alleged as reported by the is it inspector of Gen- inspector general of police that there are some threats from unidentified quarters that the Christianity or the churches should shut down for 90 days. They have been given an ultimatum to shut down the churches for 90 days within the period of 90 days. Unfortunately, one of the incidents in Owo was as a result of such threats by some dastard personalities who has no respect for humanity, for the sanctity of life. Of course, invaded a church procession and blew up over 40 children and left several, of course, victims uh, in a very devastating and horrifying experience of death. Is so unfortunate. And in the light of all this, could we still, of course, believe that the election will go on? We hold. And what, of course, would be the importance of this election if the safety of the people, of the supposed electorates, are not is not guaranteed? What could inform, or what can, of course, restore the confidence of the masses in this present dispensation to secure their life even in the process of exercising their electoral or civic responsibility. These are very fundamental issues which must not be dismissed entirely, in as much as everyone is busy trying, of course, planning or strategizing on how to dislodge the other opponent, but we must bring to fore these nagging uh, and very sensitive issues in the history of course, of our nation. Could that be totally dismissed? The safety of life and property of the supposed citizens who, of course, is expected to go into election to uh, make their own choice who becomes or who succeeds the outgoing president. This is very important and the very sensitive issues we must not dismiss entirely. Now, the second or the third issues, of course, topical issues borders on eventually where the Apabio, who bought the presidential ticket of the APC and went to slug it out with other, of course, party faithfuls, and eventually, unfortunately, could not clinch to the ticket, did not emerge as the flag bearer, and he went back to, of course, contest for the senatorial uh, tickets, and he was asked to back down. That eventually the door or the window has been closed. What could be his fate? Could that be a new development in electoral reforms, or could that mark another uh, season of unending litigation or political litigation at the end of the day? Please don't forget to comment on the comment section and do like our videos, subscribe while we continue to bring these intriguing and very exciting issues and moments to you live and direct, keeping it real. Remember blessed until we meet again.